Hello, everybody. You're looking live at a tremendous setting. It's a historic setting that's taking place right here in the Dunbar community at Friendship Baptist Church. I got that right? I get these churches mixed up. Which church are we at?
St. John's.
At St. John Missionary Baptist Church. All right. Friendship, you got a little plug there because we're going live. It's the Greater Community Interdenominational Ministerial Alliance. Thanks to my good friend here, Pastor Johnson. I didn't go to college. We have a fabulous show in store for you today. Lee Pitts Live is coming to you live from a historic setting. These two ministers right here, flanked to my left and right, are part of this, which shows the unity amongst these churches on a very interdenominational level, interracial level, intersex level, gender level. All of that is taking place right now. So we're so thrilled to get them to stop in as Lee Pitts Live is the media sponsor. So let's get right to it as the program is starting to get close to unfolding. I'm going to let each one of you introduce yourself and tell what church you're representing and yourself as an individual. Let's start over here with you ladies first.
All right. I'm Reverend V.D. Blacksmith, lead pastor of the Apostolic House of God.
And people can also hear you on your ministry on radio as well.
Absolutely. I'm the enforcer on WGGM 90.5, where God's grace matters.
And you can hear her on there, I think, just before I come on that fine radio station, 90.5 FM. And right here, Pastor Johnson, go ahead.
Yeah, Bishop Dr. Eric Johnson, pastor of New Life Worship Center.
Where are you located now?
Yeah, we're having service in the Dunbar Community School Auditorium on High and Blunt Street, 11 o'clock every Sunday morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Great location. I got an event coming on up over there. Where are you physically located, the church that is?
3310 Lincoln Boulevard. Actually, we are in the middle of the Dunbar community.
That's what I like. You guys are right in the heart of the matter. Outstanding. I'm glad to hear all of this. Today, which will soon turn into tonight, it's going to be a full house right here. What brings us here today? Pastor Velma, what brings us here today?
Unity, inclusivity, love, dignity, and appreciation for what God has in store for us and what we want to give to the community.
Mm-hmm. Pastor Johnson, tell us in a nutshell for the average person who's listening, what is to take place here at this event that has gotten a lot of attention on the day before Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday? Is that a coincidence, by the way, or that was planned?
Planned.
Okay.
Absolutely planned.
Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, it was great event. This is the launching of the Greater Community International Interdenominational Minister Alliance, coming together, the ministers coming together, pastors coming together to really impact our community. It's one thing to do something by yourself. It's another thing, there's power in numbers. And there's things that have come through our community that we cut out a voice in, but because we weren't unified the way we should be, we didn't have the impact that we could have had. And so we're coming together. This is the installation service of the board members and the churches starting this out.
The unity that you spoke of, in unity there's strength. And my understanding that you guys find various causes that you want to unify around to help the community move forward, and that's where that's one of the ways that this makes a even more powerful organization. Is that
Absolutely,
correct?
absolutely.
Expound on that, if you will.
Well, of course, we're doing social economic empowerment. We want to do a gambit of educational seminars. We want to bring other people in that are like-minded, other organizations that want to seek community involvement, seek out people that are in actual need, and numbers tell the story.
Mm-hmm. I'm noticing, Pastor Johnson, here that I'm seeing a diversity in all races that are piling in here. There will be diversity in ministers as well. That's something that's relatively new in the grand scheme of things to be organized like that, isn't it?
It was the Greater Community Interdenominational Minister Alliance, involving the whole community. We have people, and from the Dunbar community or African American community all over the county and this region, Southwest Florida, but also all people who are like-minded, who want to unify for the benefit of our community, to help, financially, economically, socially, politically, that we have influence to impact our community.
Excellent. Enforcer, I'll call you that from time to time. This climate that we're living in right now, in this day and age, in this century, at this time, it seems to me that there's no more perfect time in history to make sure that we're unified.
Absolutely, because now racism is the norm. It's overtly done, and we need to combat that. Even though it was always here, but it was done so under the radar that we never really realized how in-depth it was. Now that we realize that, now that we know that we need to be our own spokespeople, then we can make a difference.
I know you won't. I know you. I saw. I could hear you. So I'm gonna let you take what she said and expand on that as well.
Yeah, well, racism seems like it's at its all-time high.
Yes.
We thought we were going in the right
Even in our
direction,
lifetimes, yeah.
right? But now it's digressing in terms of the racism and the influence, and now's the time for us to stand up and speak against it, from education to books in school to erasing history.
Yes.
Of course, there's so many things happening, and we need to be a voice to speak up against these things.
And it's beautiful this time around because you both are familiar with the Birmingham jail, the letter Dr. King wrote from the Birmingham jail. He employed the clergy, the white clergy, to go to the Bible and to use their Christian faith and all their faith to be a part of the movement. Many of them did not. This is a new time, and everybody can have a chance to right that wrong here at a local level, which of course can expand. I'm not a minister or anything, but I know you probably read the letter from the Birmingham jail. Let's go.
Yeah, well, one of the things Dr. King said is injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Mm-hmm. And we all need to stand against injustice, no matter who's involved, whether it's Hispanic, whether it's white, whether it's black, Indian, whoever. We need to speak against injustice. Mm-hmm. We need to stand together and let love conquer everything. You know, the love of God. That's why it's interdenominational ministry alliance, across denominational barriers. But we have a Christian faith that God is love. Mm-hmm. And love must take action. We must unite together and love one another. That's the message of Christ. But we have to be radical, and we must come together and speak against hatred, bitterness, against racism. You know, and that's what Dr. King said. Some people said, well, now's not the time. He said, well, not now. When?
That's right.
So now's the time.
We are coming to you from St. John's Missionary Baptist Church, where there'll be an installation program today. A whole lot of things will be taking place. One of the things that you talked about, Enforcer, was you talked about racism. Most of the time people think of racism as something like police brutality and those things like that. But there's economic racism. There's all different types of education racism. There's a whole lot of things that people need to realize. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Absolutely. You can be very articulate over the phone, and your voice can be as such that you cannot determine whether I'm African American or whether I'm Caucasian. I come, I have the money, I have the deposit, but when you see me, unfortunately, we have no openings.
Right.
Or
for a
job,
to buy a house. Or
to buy a
rent
house. And there's been several lawsuits concerning that also. Mm-hmm. And then we have it in the schools where they will target our young black men, unfortunately, and tell them there'll never be anything or anybody, mm-hmm. and that their only way out is sports. Well, I rebuke that. Mm-hmm. Sports is not the only way out. And out of what? How do you know that I'm disadvantaged? How do you know that I come from a broken home? You don't. You're assuming that mm-hmm. because of my color.
Also make some assumptions about your intellectual ability, putting you on different drugs, also putting you in learning disability classes or identifying you as having a learning disorder. I'm setting this up to come to you, Pastor Johnson, because I know you know this all too well, and what you guys have been doing is just the opposite of that. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because one of the problems is teachers you know, if you're really going to effectively teach someone, you got to believe in them and believe in their potential. And so in schools, many times they're targeted. If there's a problem, they're not given the benefit of the doubt. So we have the school problem and issues with our young men. Of course, we have, in terms of the criminal justice system, we know that that's, besides police brutality, we have difference in sentencing. You know, same equal problem or crime that are accused of gets two different treatments and two different sentencing.
Exactly.
Some are offered programs and where they can have their charges dismissed, and others are not. You know, I have personal examples right in my congregation.
Okay.
So I know this for a fact. I mean, I can tell you the story right now. We don't have time, but it's really.
You find yourself down there trying to change the laws or trying to get people to understand things?
Absolutely. I'm trying to help this young man now who was charged with playing a prank on somebody in high school with a fake gun, which the boy got scared. I guess he took the prank seriously. Anyway, he ends up in jail, you know, 18 years old, therefore he didn't graduate. He has a charge, a felony to this day. Came and joined the church. He's changed his life. You know, and wasn't a bad kid, never in trouble before, not offered a program, has a felony, and convicted. They convinced him to plead because he couldn't afford lawyers and didn't get advice. So it's such a cycle that is terrible. I mean, I'm so upset when I even think about this particular case, but the only way out is if it gets pardoned for the governor. What chance is that today?
Yeah. So we're living in a climate that is really this installation service, this coming together here on the eve of Dr. King's birthday is just so appropriate. Enforcer.
Yes.
I want you to tell me, what do you hope that when people leave here today, the ones who are experiencing this moment in history, what do you hope they take from today's experience?
That the rhetoric is not true. We can work together. Basically, that's it.
Okay, same question.
Yeah, we're one heart, one soul. You know, that Jesus said this, they will know that you're my disciples, that you love one another. And when you're unified, and there's power in that unity, and we're coming together to help the community. So many times people say, what are the churches doing? We can't solve all the problems, but we can do what we can do. Coming together, we're going to address things. We're going to work together and love one another.
Well, you guys heard it right here. I'm going to try to get some more interviews before the program gets started. Again, we're at St. John's Missionary Church right here in the heart of Dunbar. The Greater Community Interdenominational Ministerial Alliance is taking place here. The program is about to start, and Lee Pitts Live is the media sponsor and Johnny on the Spot. Remember, Miami might have the oranges, but the Greater Community International Ministerial Alliance has got the
Juice.
Juice.
You remember that?
Yeah, you got
It's
the
got
juice.
the juice. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody. This is Lee. I'm so glad that you watched that particular show. And if you enjoyed that show, we got other shows like that. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel. Watch Lee Pitts Live on demand anytime. And also hit us up on all our social media platforms. Just type in Lee Pitts Live, and there you go.